everybody, it's Amber and I'm back with my second video. I just really wanted to get back on here and talk about how my cycle went using cloth pads and my processes on like how I washed them, what I kept them in, how it was like for me to go to work. And I was also in a wedding, so it's going to be a lot of information that maybe will help you decide if you want to try cloth pads or something like that. So my cycle, like I said in my last video, is anywhere between 5 to 7 days. So this time my cycle was 6 days, which is relatively normal for me. I would say that my flow was moderate. It really wasn't as heavy as it normally is. I don't think it has anything to do with the cloth pads since this was my first cycle and everything. So I've got a couple new pads in, so I'll show you those first, and then I'll talk about how I washed them and how it was like for me going to work and everything. So as I mentioned in my last video, a Splendid Story is by far my favorite pad maker right now. I haven't honestly found another brand that I like as much as Anna. She does an amazing job. I actually tried those Precious Star pads that I talked about in my last video and how I didn't think I was going to like them. I actually really like them. They can be a little hot in the summer, I think, but for right now, they're actually really good. The absorbency on those was phenomenal. They have this backing right here. This is the back of the pad. It's actually waterproof, so when you bleed on it, it honestly, it takes it a long time to go through. It's like an extra support system. That way you don't leak onto your underwear or in your pants. So I bought 3 more pads from A Splendid Story. When I was reading and looking up like how many pads you should have to start off using cloth pads, honestly, you really just need enough for one day if you don't mind washing them. However, I really hate doing laundry. Washing my pads weren't that bad. I still don't like laundry at all, but I honestly really do like cloth pads, so washing them isn't really that big of a deal. So this is my first one that I bought. It is a moderate and it's 10 inches and it's for fall. It's got a little cat on it. Cats are my favorite. I have 2. It's got the gray soft shell backing. This one I actually bought for my girlfriend. She loves the Addams Family and it's a Halloween pad, so here's the back of it. And it's a moderate too. It's a lot. See, there's a lot. It's a very different shapes and sizes. She prefers the smaller ones. The liner that I showed last time, that's a little bit smaller. That's honestly her favorite one. So I'm probably going to use this one for more of overnight use just to get more coverage versus this one. And I did a custom order for the first time, which was really fun and interesting because where I'm still new to cloth pads, it was kind of hard for me to like pick the length and the shape that I wanted. So by far, most of the pads that I really like are anywhere between 9 to 10 inches. So for this custom that I did, I got a 9-inch pad, and I decided to get a totally different style than what I have got in the past. So here it is. I have not used it yet because it's just so perfect. I'm so scared to use it. It's got little dragons on it. It is by far the most cutest thing I've ever seen. It's a moderate, and it's called a flare, so it'll go on your panties like this, and it'll look like this when you bleed on it. And it's got the cutest little button. It's so freaking cute. Look how thin it is. And her stitch work is honestly the best thing ever. Okay, so let's talk about how I stored them at home, how often I had to wash them, and things like that. So like I said, my cycle was 6 days. So I actually got those 3 in after my cycle. So when I was at home, this is called a wet bag. This is actually a large wet bag, and I got it from Precious Stars. I think it was like $7.50. I'm not entirely for sure. I don't remember. I got it with my starter pack. It unhinged, like it has a button right here so you can hook it to whatever you want. I have like a little door hanger hook in my bathroom that I keep it on. And it has 2 pockets. So this pocket is where you keep your soiled pads, and it's got like a water barrier or whatever. And then there's also this pocket right here that you can keep your clean pads. I honestly didn't use this pocket. Only reason they're in here right now is because I just washed them, and it's a lot easier for me to fold them and everything after and put them in the bag versus get my little basket that I bought. So they say after every cycle you should wash the wet bag because it'll start to like smell a little bit. So I washed my pads twice during my cycle. Yeah, I think I washed them my second, well, 3 times altogether. I washed them my second day, my 4th day, and then I just washed them all after. Yeah, I just washed them all after I was finished with my cycle or whatever. So the way I wash my pads was I filled up my washer. So I live in an apartment and we have a stackable washer and dryer. So I filled up my washer on, I filled it up with water. I put it on like the gentle cycle or whatever. And I put 1 scoop of OxiClean, which I had the generic version of OxiClean. So I put that in there and I let that sit for a minute. And then I put my pads in face down this way. If I experienced a lot of staining, let me just show you. I thought I was off my cycle, and I just put a liner on because I honestly thought I was off, which I was like really surprised about because I was like, wow, this is early. Well, no, Mother Nature decided to kick me in the butt, and I was wearing this liner. As you can see, there's still like some shadow staining. However, this baby was covered. She was covered from, it was really bad. I had to change underwear and everything. Not that it leaked through, just because I didn't anticipate bleeding that much. So I didn't have the right underwear. So my pad didn't cover all the way like it should. So when I ordered from Cloth Junkies for the month of September, they sent you a free stain stick. And I don't remember what's in it, but it's like this little stick about this big. And you're supposed to like, it's like an eraser. So you would wet your pad a little bit and you'd wet the stick a little bit and you'd like rub it on there or whatever. So it worked really good. The only pad that I stained a little bit was my Christmas one that I got, and honestly, it's so light that you can't really tell. It's like right here. So when I went to work and everything, I just had a small Ipsy bag that I would keep a couple pads in and stuff. It really wasn't that bad at all. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Overall, I would recommend. I love cloth pads. They are my new obsession right now. They are environmentally safe and they are so comfortable. The major problem that I had with disposable pads was the fact that they were just so uncomfortable. I was either itching or it hurt. So I would be so uncomfortable in my period. However, this time it wasn't bad at all. I wore leggings. You cannot tell that I was wearing a pad when I wore leggings. I was actually in a wedding, so I did not bleed on my dress or anything. So overall, I would definitely recommend to anybody who was on the borderline of like, I don't know if I should try cloth pads, or I don't know, I'm not really for sure. I would recommend using them. There are a lot of pages on Facebook where you can go and get used pads for really cheap. Like there's one that's like under $5. They're like under $5 if you're willing to try. And there's tons of starter sets. Precious Stars has by far the best starter sets I've seen out of anybody. They just have such a variety, so you can see what you actually like and stuff like that. My next video is going to consist of the unboxing of my cloth subscription pad set. So there's this group on Facebook, and it's the cloth subscription pads, and each month they do a different theme. You get 2 choices. Last month, so the month of September, was Pride and cartoons, and I chose Pride. So with that, you get 2 pads, and then you can add on, there's like so many things that you can add on, and I actually added on a small wet bag, and it is it's a lot smaller than this. That way I can travel and stuff, and it's also 2-pocketed. And I am so excited to unbox it, so that's going to be my next video. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, post them below, and I'll be happy to answer them the best that I can. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.